Good morning, YouTube. It's Papa Bear. It is Friday, August the 29th. Taking a day of leave time today because Monday's Labor Day, and I wanted a 4-day weekend. Before I get started, though, I have a public service announcement. Some of y'all may know, a lot of y'all may not, but the de minimis exemption expired at midnight last night. Now, this exemption allowed parcels to enter the United States that were valued under $800 to enter duty-free. That exemption expired, and now all packages coming into the United States from a lot of countries are now subject to tariffs and fees. You can go check out Smoking Pipes EU. They have a little announcement about that, as well as eBay. But basically, they eliminated this exemption to cut down on fentanyl traffic coming into the United States, plus giving U.S. businesses a level playing field against foreign merchants shipping stuff here overseas, especially China and other countries. Some of the EU countries are even stopping shipments altogether. But anybody that's shipping into the United States will be subject to fees and tariffs. And you need to be careful because scammers are going to be trying to get in on this and get in on some of the action and scam you out of your money. So when you get ready to check out, make sure you see that and you know about that, and you don't order something that you have to pay a fee for before they'll deliver it. Well, this morning I'm smoking one of my latest acquisitions. I've been checking Morgan Bones out for a while and looking for a 9mm pipe. Everybody seems to enjoy these pipes. And I found this 9mm Arthur. It's a beautiful sandblast, oval stem, and it smokes great. I really like it. Let me see if I can get it lit. By the way, Sow Dog, your package is out for delivery, so I'll have to do another video on my gall winnings. And in my pipe today, I am smoking Missouri Meerschaum Party Line. It's manufactured by Cornell and Dill. It is a Burley Cavendish Perique. It has peaty scotch, cocoa, and chocolate. Excuse me. And it's mighty tasty. Tom, I'm just trying to find some alternatives, if you know what I mean. The jar note is quite fruity, almost prunes and raisins. There's a top of the lid. And it's a crumble cake. Bear got everybody stirred up again. But I really enjoy it. And I've discovered that Perique is a good blend to mix in with something that has Virginias to kind of neutralize the Virginia. And today, I've got drinking something for a change. I'm having a mocha decaf made by my daughter. Mighty tasty, mighty tasty. Well, I have a couple of shout outs, and I was going to shout out Big Mike Pipes and Blends to help him get to 100 subs. Well, he's already done that, and congratulations, Big Mike, on reaching 100 subs. If you don't know about Big Mike Pipes and Blends, I'll have a link to his channel in the bucket. I also want to shout out Cactus Piper. He's got 72 subs and 16 videos. Now, I'm sure by the end of Labor Day weekend, we can get him to 100 if we try hard enough. So if you're not subbed to these two people, go take a look at their channel and give them a sub. Well, I would imagine that most of y'all out there, first experience with coffee was your mom got a big glass of milk, poured a little coffee in there and a lot of sugar. And that was your first experience drinking coffee. That was mine. And I didn't care for it too much. Matter of fact, I didn't drink coffee growing up for a long time. Didn't drink coffee in college, and when I got on the fire department, I wasn't a coffee drinker. But that all changed New Year's Eve, about 8 months after I got on the fire department. My district chief at the station was pacing back and forth as midnight approached. And I asked him, Chief, what's the matter? And he said, well, Gary, it never fails. New Year's Eve, we're going to have a fire somewhere downtown here. Never fails. Matter of fact, it was just after the stroke of midnight that the alarm went off for the Tucker Hotel. Now, this was an abandoned hotel. Transits have been using it to sleep in and keep warm in the cold weather, and it caught on fire a few times, but we was always able to put it out. They were just building a fire in the lobby to keep warm. And this hotel was like what you'd see in some of them old movies where you walk into the hotel and there was a man behind the counter and keys are hanging up on the rack behind him, and you got your key and you went up the stairs next to him to your room. And so that's what this hotel looked like. And smoke was coming out of the hotel, and me and a couple other guys grabbed the 1.5-inch line, and we crawled up that stairway to get to the second floor. And the wall on my left side was pretty warm. And so Ricky, he had an axe with him, and he sank the pick and part of that axe into the wall to pull some of those boards away, and there was nothing but fire behind those boards. And so we knew that it had already got into the walls and was headed upstairs. So we backed out, set up out in the street, and we spent all night pouring water into that building to protect the other buildings and try to get that fire extinguished. And it was cold. Ice was everywhere. Ice was on the ladders. We were covered in ice from the water collecting on our turnout gear. I was sitting on a 2.5-inch line across the street, pouring the water out of a straight tip nozzle into the third floor. And when I got relieved, I had to roll off that hose and get the ice broke off my turnout gear before I could even stand up. And I was really cold, and I wanted to get some warmth in me or something. And a lot of guys would take turns sitting in the cab of the fire trucks or the district chief car to get warm. But that didn't really work, because as soon as you got out of that car or that truck, it was worse. The cold was even worse. So the Red Cross had their van set up, giving out sandwiches and hot coffee to the firefighters and the police and first responders. And so I went over there and asked me what I wanted. I said, I just want something hot to hold in my hand. And so they gave me a big cup of hot coffee, and I just held it for a long time, just get my hands warm. And I finally took a sip of it. And I said, well, this is not bad. And it took me about 45 minutes or so, but I drank that cup of coffee, and that was my first experience at black coffee, and I've been drinking it ever since. So not only does it help you keep your hands warm, but it sure is mighty tasty. That's about all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed that little story. Please go by and check out Big Mike's Pipes and Blends and Cactus Piper. Be sure to pay attention when you're ordering stuff from online overseas. And y'all have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later. Bye.